So to set AppSetter up to work on SMS, the main thing you're going to need is a SMS number inside Go High Level. And to do that, you want to go into Settings, Phone, and you'll want to make sure you have a number hooked up. Now, if you're in the US, you will need to go through A2P. Go High Level have a whole process on that. I have not had to deal with that personally, so I'm not the person to walk you through that. But once your number is configured, you want to make sure it is set to the primary number. And then whenever AppSetter sends out an SMS, it will use that number unless the contact is assigned to a sales rep and that sales rep is assigned a phone number, in which case it will come from that sales rep phone number. And once you have that set up, you just go into the workflows, SMS. We have a start workflow. And here you'll want to adjust the trigger because I believe I have this set up for Facebook lead forms, and that's just for any form. But you might want to set up for a certain tag, for example. Or when it moves to a certain pipeline stage, or when certain information is added. So make sure your trigger is set up how you need it to be. Then we are adding the AppSetter start tag. We are triggering our webhook, which just has our plain link, your API key, the response message type, in this case SMS, the opening message instructions, and the more detailed you can be here, the better. So if they're reaching out, you may want to say, reach out to the contact with the following opening message. Hey, is this contact.name? Now that isn't exact, but that's roughly what you'll want to do. Then what I would recommend here is, because the opening message, you don't really need GPT-4 for that. You can override the agent model by adding in GPT model and choosing GPT-3. And then you can have GPT-3 sending out the initial message and GPT-4 handling the message replies. So once that is done, now obviously you'll need to update your agent label as well. But once that's done, you would hit save, and we are adding it to this workflow for a follow-up if you need it. Then you would make sure that the workflow is enabled and click save. I don't need to save this because this is just a template. Then we have the continue workflow. And the continue workflow for SMS, all it's doing is we're checking for when customer replies, we're checking that the reply channel is set to SMS, and we're checking that the contact has the AppSetter start tag. If they meet these requirements, this workflow will trigger. Then we are removing them from the follow-up workflow. We are replying to them through the webhook. And here I will just leave everything as is, apart from the agent's label, in which case you want that to be set to whatever agent you're using. Then we are adding them again to the follow-up workflow. And just make sure that this workflow is published, and then the SMS messages will come in and go out as expected. And that's really it for setting up SMS. Now, you may have other requirements, like sending SMS if somebody no-shows, or for example, we have it set up for follow-up, but I'll cover that in another video. Any questions, please drop them in the Discord or through support.